As I turned 44 in the spring of 2018, my wife Faith and I marked the occasion with a modest celebration. With age, birthdays became less about grand gestures and more about cherished moments with family, typically involving a favorite meal with a gathering of close ones. Later that evening, moments before heading to bed, I found myself scouring the cupboards and refrigerator for a snack. While reaching for a newly purchased tub of vanilla ice cream hidden in the depths of the freezer, I accidentally knocked a couple of ice cubes onto the floor. "How many did you drop this time?" Faith's playful voice called out from the living room. Let me see. Just 2. Wait, no, 3. I responded, trying to suppress a laugh. Tossing the cubes into the sink and turning to grab a bowl from the cupboard, I confidently took a step forward. However, my confidence was short-lived, as my foot unexpectedly slid on one of the ice cubes I didn't see resting on the polished wooden floor, causing me to slip. Then, everything went dark. Everything went silent. Floating in a void, I remained still, sensing only a rhythmic pulsing of my heart within my chest. Gradually, consciousness stirred, accompanied by intensifying sounds of my heartbeat and breath. Panic surged within me as my rational mind returned, and I felt as though suffocation closed in around me. I couldn't breathe. A profound heaviness pressed down upon me, accompanied by a chilling embrace. Gradually, I sensed the return of my physical form, and instinctively, I attempted to extend my arms forward, encountering what seemed to be cold, damp earth. Summoning all my strength and resolve, I exerted myself, pushing against the weight until it shattered, and I broke through, grasping for air. As I lay there, breathing heavily, I swept away the dirt that covered me and took in my surroundings. It dawned on me that I must be dreaming. I discovered myself in a vast graveyard, illuminated by the eerie glow of the moon in the foggy atmosphere as I continued to rid myself of the dirt while standing up. Although I was certain that I was experiencing a dream, I couldn't ignore the startling sensation of the chill in the air and the physical feedback of the ground beneath my feet, along with the gentle caress of the wind. I noted that the earth beneath me, where I had believed myself buried, appeared untouched. But what truly took me aback was the sight that stood before it. Before me stood a gravestone inscribed with my name, accompanied by the words, "A loving husband," and the date of death, April 11th, 2018. That's today. As I gazed upon it, attempting to grasp an emotion, my thoughts were abruptly interrupted by a chilling, ghostly howl that reverberated throughout the graveyard. I shifted my gaze forward, just beyond the gravestone, and caught sight of a tall, giant, ominous figure cloaked in darkness in the distance. A creeping fear gripped me as the figure appeared to grow in size, carrying with him the oppressive darkness of the night. Rooted to the spot, I found myself unable to look away from the menacing silhouette before me. Suddenly, a quiet voice whispered from behind, "Don't let him see you," the words barely audible amidst the tension of the moment. Swiveling around, I spotted a faint apparition of a young boy standing some distance away, beckoning me to follow. Meanwhile, the ominous howls emanating from the dark figure grew louder as it began to slowly turn around. "Come on, mister, hurry," the boy urged once more. I quickened my pace toward him, descending down the slope of a hill and taking cover behind another grave as an eerie light from the figure's eyes scanned across the graveyard. Grasping for breath, I desperately wished to awaken from this nightmare. Looking around for the spectral boy I had seen earlier, I found no sign of him. My heart continued to race, and I struggled to regain my breath as the fog thickened. Though unsure why I felt the need to hide myself from the figure, the sheer terror it invoked was enough to drive me away. As the black silhouette disappeared, the whispers gradually diminished, becoming distant echoes. I roamed the graveyard, acknowledging the surreal nature of the dream, but feeling a mounting sense of dread at the possibility of being trapped here. With each passing moment, the seemingly endless rows of graves blurred together as I wandered through the eternal fog. Certain sights appeared eerily familiar, especially the ominous tree looming before me. It stood tall and sinister, its dark silhouette contrasting starkly with the surrounding graves. Suddenly, it dawned on me. This was the cemetery near my childhood home, where I had played on a few occasions, but with more of a hellish-looking landscape. A burst of nostalgia rushed in me, as memories of my childhood here all returned. As the wind started growing fierce, distant cries echoed through the air, signaling the return of the dark presence. The scanning lights inside the fog returned. Amidst the terror, I recalled the nearby road, and it felt as if my mind had unlocked the puzzle of the infinite graves, guiding me towards an escape route. Rushing towards the exit gate and onto the road, I struggled to catch my breath as the billowing fog trailed behind me. From inside the graveyard, I heard a faint voice warning, "Don't let him see you, mister." Suddenly, a light illuminated me, and as I turned my head, my heart skipped a beat. A semi-truck came hurtling towards me at breakneck speed, blaring its horns, and before I could react, its grille collided with me, engulfing me in a world of excruciating pain and blinding light. Then, just as suddenly as it all began, everything faded away, and I slowly found myself opening my eyes. "Paul? Can you hear me?" My wife's voice cut through the haze as I struggled to orient myself. Gradually, I became aware of my surroundings and realized I was in a hospital bed. The remnants of the nightmarish experience still clung to my thoughts as I tried to adjust to this new reality. Having been unconscious for several hours, I was found to have a minor skull fracture. I felt pretty stupid as it was simply from slipping on an ice cube. Following a brief hospital stay, I was released and returned home, slowly readjusting to my regular routine. One day, I found myself drawn back to that graveyard, unable to shake the memories of that vivid, surreal nightmare. In the light of the day, the cemetery appeared mundane and ordinary, yet one thing remained distinctly ominous. Remembering the name etched on the grave where I had taken cover, Jane Addams. I approached it and found what I sought. Just a few strides away, where I had risen from the ground, lay an unoccupied space awaiting its occupant. A creepy feeling gripped me as I pondered whether I had ventured beyond mere nightmares into another realm. If so, the identity and purpose of the dark figure that seemed to be prowling, hunting for souls, would forever haunt me.